today there's no lunch break. We're just going to power right through. The first speaker this morning is Matthew France, who will speak on asymptotic simple properties of representations.
Thank you very much for the invitation in honor of James Arthur. So, thinking for my talk, my problem now is I have to say something for Arthur. Everybody is expecting from me a lovely story about the 50 years I've been knowing James. And during the dinner, I should have come and tell you a beautiful story, a lovely story, and a funny one. But nothing came to my mind. And after the dinner, I was so ashamed because James came to me and he told me a lovely story that we had together. So you were telling me we were making exercises together. Something like that. Okay. So I am very sorry. So because I didn't know what to say, I look at Google Map on May 18. So May 18, a famous mathematician was born, James Arthur, May 18. And it was also the day where the Napoleon Bonaparte was proclaimed emperor of France. And in fact, August 15, Napoleon Bonaparte was born. So there is a relation between May 18 and August 15. Born? Oh, I didn't know that. No, Napoleon Bonaparte, I see, was born. Yeah. Oh, so happy birthday, Getty. Happy birthday, James. Yeah. Well, August 15, you know, this Mary was taken to heaven by God. And also Thomas Edison made the first ever recording, and he records Mary has a little lamb. Okay, let us go to mathematics. So James, the trace that James lived in mathematics is infinite. But what I do is very simple. Okay, so this talk will be about simple properties of representation of reductive periodic groups. The only new thing is that all what I will say will be valid for representations that are smooth, admissible over a field of any characteristic different from P. But the motivation of everything is because I would like to prove or to suggest that all the properties I will give to you, I will explain, should be true also for representation on field of characteristic P. Periodic group, coefficient field, characteristic P. This was the motivation of all the things that I've been doing since I came to Toronto 5 years ago, in 2020, for the birthday of Steve Kudla. My last slide was telling this is something I can prove for GLN F, but it is work in progress. So now it is, if you remember the talk I gave, now it's following. Okay. So asymptotic. Okay, I'll start. P, a prime number. Any prime number, what is important is that I don't want to make any restriction on P. There will be no restriction of P. F, a finite extension of QP or FP of T. It can be a characteristic 0 or characteristic P. No restriction. and any reductive group G, and see a field of any characteristic. It doesn't have to be algebraically closed, but for the talk, I will suppose that it's algebraically closed. But we know how to go from algebraically closed to any field. And all what I will say is common work with Guy Héniard, who is not here because he has family, and August in France is important with your family. And the new thing, which is very new because it's 1 week ago, is with Rachel Olivier for mod P. Okay. So I say we know representation, irreducible, admissible are complicated, but when you restrict them to small open compact subgroup, they become simple. And this is what I mean by simplicity. So how simple? So we mean around the identity. So we know the depth of representation. So this is defined for every reducible smooth representation. And you see that we're using the Moy-Prasad subgroups. So the Moy-Prasad subgroup are something that we do representation of PID group. Moy-Prasad subgroup are very, very important. They are the open compact subgroup to consider. So the depth is when there is one open compact subgroup. So maybe you can read what I wrote. So the Moy-Prasad subgroup, let us see, they give you filtration if the level GXR, when R goes to infinity, they give you a fundamental system of open pro-P subgroup, fundamental system of neighborhood of unity. So you fix X and you get all the Moy-Prasad subgroup going to infinity. And this, the jumps are rational numbers. So it is a sequence when you put as that. And the depth is the smallest number R such that the representation as a vector invariant not by the Moy-Prasad subgroup JXR, but just the next one for some X, from X. And around the identity means for all the Moy-Prasad subgroup JX d of pi, which is the depth, just after this, for every X is a union, for every Z, instead of there is one X to define the depth, but then around the identity it should be for every X. For instance, if you look, if the depth of the representation is 0, then when I say around the identity, it will mean on a pro-P Iwaori subgroup. This is all what it means. And we know that depth 0 is extremely important. And we know that pro-P Iwaori subgroup are very important. When we work with representation mod P, this is really the group that matters because it's the biggest pro-P subgroup. It's the pro-P silo of G. And the reason why I give the explanation, because when you have in level 0, you have JX0 plus is always contained in a pro-P Iwaori subgroup, and the pro-P Iwaori subgroup are conjugate. So it doesn't matter which X you take. And this is something that comes with the group G, you have pro-P Iwaori subgroup. So when the characteristic of the field is P, because the representation of the pro-P group, an irreducible one, is always a trivial representation. So the depth is always 0. The depth can be infinite only when we work over field, complex field, or field of characteristic different from P. But for characteristic is equal to P, depth is 0. Simple. It's a simple property. So when pi is finite dimensional, so if you are closed to this open neighborhood of 1, G of D plus plus, then the representation is just a trivial representation on a space of dimension pi. Very simple to prove that. You just have to prove that if this for every x, J of x d pi plus is contained in the kernel. I leave this to you as an exercise. It's not evident, but it's an exercise. You can check your knowledge on Moy-Prasad subgroup. If you take a finite dimensional representation, then around in this neighborhood, it's just trivial. As I say, what I will tell you will be very simple, but we don't want finite dimensional representation. So this means that you want a group that is not compact modulo the center. If the group is compact modulo the center, you have juices. So it has no interest. Another simple fact is that when the characteristic of the coefficient field is not P, the restriction to any pro-P subgroup is semi-simple. This is very, very important. This is a simple fact, which is extremely useful. But this is not true when the characteristic is P. I explained to you that we have difficulties. So let us go to more facts. So this is a theorem that I didn't prove 5 years ago, but it has been proved 2 years ago. But the thing that we are starting to prove when for Steve Kodla's birthday is the following. So I take characteristic different from P of the coefficient field, and I take GLNF, but GLNF, you take the inner form, it is GLND, where D is division algebra of central division algebra of finite dimension. And so when you look at GLN, so you have the partition related to GLN, partition of N, and you look at the upper triangular parabolic subgroup with diagonal blocks of size lambda 1, lambda 2. For instance, if you look at the trivial partition, you get G. If you look at 1, 1, 1, you get the upper triangular group. And we have the following result that people who are used to complex numbers will see immediately. It was known by Roger Howe in the 1970s. But it's true if you change the field of any characteristic. And it is true even if C is not algebraically closed. This means that around the identity, pi is a linear combination with integral coefficients of this parabolic induction representation that are very simple, extremely simple. So irreducible representation, suppose, well, we know how to classify them over any field. But if you look only around the identity, this is what replaces the dimension when the dimension is infinite, around the identity is just the dimension, but here it is this, which is extremely simple. And if you look at among the lambda, look at the lambda where the coefficient C lambda of pi is different from 0, and the parabolic subgroup P lambda is as small as possible, the smallest possible, then the coefficient is positive if it is non-zero. So In the theorem, you can prove that this is true, this isomorphism, when you take NAGX d of pi plus, when f is equal to d. I didn't know that. I suppose it was true and known, but I had no reference. You had to come to this conference for the honor of you. So that De Backer was here, and he wrote an article where he proves that in the complex case. And if you prove this in a complex case, then you get it in this case. So it was very useful. And it is probably true when f is different from d, but De Backer told me that one of his students tried to do it in this general case, and the combinatories were too difficult. I gave up, so I'm not going to try to do it myself. So you see why this theorem is true. In the complex case, you know how to prove it. In the complex case, the proof is local character expansion around 1 by Roger Howe and Harischandra. Harmonic analysis. Harmonic analysis. So I say harmonic analysis for Harischandra, for GLND. You suppose the characteristic of the field F is equal to 0. F is the finite extension of QP. But luckily, somebody called Lemaire, it was a student of Guignard, proves that the local character expansion was also valid when the characteristics of L is equal to P. There is no exponential, but you can replace for GLN the exponential by the truncated exponential, which is 1 plus x. X goes to 1 plus x from the Lie algebra, Mn de F, to le groupe GLN-F. And the nilpotent orbits are always finitely many nilpotent orbits in the Lie algebra, Mn of D, because it's GLND. It will not be true in general for a reductive periodic group. And they are in bijection with the partition of N. And the dimension of nilpotent orbit is given by this formula that I wrote on the blackboard. D is come from, because when D is from F, it's the dimension of D squared over F, multiplied by 2, the dimension is even. And then you have D of lambda, which is the sum that I wrote, lambda I, lambda J for I smaller than J. And as I say, the Harischandra local character expansion holds true where we expect it to be valid, proved by De Backer. And Meglin-Walspurgis prove, I told you that there is an extreme coefficient was positive when it was non-zero. So when P lambda was as small as possible. This is a theorem of Meglin-Walspurgis using the Whittaker model. So this is true when the representation is generic as a Whittaker, non-degenerate Whittaker model. So this is something very old, very well. And how do you get it in general for the coefficient field not complex? Well, there is some gymnastic exercise now to go from a complex case to any field of characteristic L different from P that we did with Guignard some years ago, and you make it work, but you have to know what is the representation theory, the L modular representation theory in order to make it work. And this was done by me years ago and by Minguez.
The formula for the dimension of the nilpotent orbit.
Yeah.
Could you say what that is for the principal orbit?
The principal orbit is n minus 1 over 2, multiplied by 2, n minus 1. And but you,
the partition has
is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Is 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. This is a partition 1, 1, 1. It is when the parabolic is as small as possible. 1, 1, 1. And when it is a trivial partition, it is 0.
So the parts of the partition are.
Okay? Okay. 0 when is n, the formula, well, is something when the partition is a trivial partition, is I should write d of n is equal to 0 because
I guess I would have thought the partition was usually the transpose.
no, but I will like this better. In our proof, we like this better. Well, you have to understand, you here in this room, and you like harmonic analysis. So what we are trying to do, you get rid of harmonic analysis. Because we know that it is very algebraic, the series of representation of reticule pairs des groups is algebraic. And the result that obtained, because harmonic analysis is extremely powerful. And Harishchandra shows that. And this local character expansion is extremely deep. In fact, the coefficients of the local character expansion, the C pi of lambda, are not known in general. And they are invariants on the representation. And they, as Thomas Hales wrote, they are absolutely not elementary. But what we think is that this local character expansion, which is harmonic analysis, should have, it really implies a lot of algebraic consequences to representation, model and mod P, because then you cannot do harmonic analysis. So you will recognize things that you really know, but presented in another way so that we can prove them. So for GLND, so we know the classification of irreducible admissible representation. And by Migues and Seychelles, and you are really lucky because any cuspidal irreducible mod L leaves to characteristic 0. So in this way, you go from mod L to characteristic 0 by lifting, which is the easiest thing you can hope for. So the proof is, you just understand it. You just understand it. So we were at this, so we proved that 2 years ago. And then we decided, so now we have to know what is happening. We want to generalize this to any reductive pair de group. This is something that we cannot know now, but you can do it in some cases. But before I leave GLND, I will give you a very easy corollary of this formula. It's very easy to compute the invariant vector by parabolically induced representation from P lambda to G. It's just double class, P lambda, G mod K, if K is an open compact subgroup, and you can count that. This is geometry, I mean, it's very easy. So when you take one of these Moy-Pradat subgroup, so you get a formula for the dimension of the vector invariant from these expansions, this trivial expansion. And you run this, and what you see that is polynomial when you go to infinity on one of these filtration of an open compact subgroup, go to infinity, and when you go to infinity, the dimension becomes polynomial. And the polynomial is totally explicit. And you know, on this polynomial, you know the exponents, how they look like, and you know exactly the coefficients in terms of the local, in terms of the coefficient of the local character expansion. And this is these results that is the motivation for the work that we do, because we hope that such a result will be true for mode P representation. That if you take the filtration of a Moy-Prasaad subgroup, take a filtration by congruent subgroup, and take a filtration, start with a reducible admissible representation, look at the dimension. So when you go to infinity, does the dimension of the invariant vector by the group of the filtration become a polynomial? That's the question. And I will try to convince you that there isn't, I don't know if there are reasons or not. If this is false, okay, it will be interesting, but something that is valid for a complex case, and when L is different from P, that looks like, anyway. I find it's extremely nice to have that. So the degree of the polynomial that I just erased is, it's FD, well, F is P to the FD is the order, is the cardinal of the residue field of D. Call it QD. So FD is that, it comes from the residue field of D. And then it is this, this is the D lambda, when D lambda is as big as possible for the C lambda different than 0. It is this. And you have the coefficient, the leading coefficient. It's like this is the formula that I gave to you before. And we can call the degree of the polynomial the Gelfand-Kirillov dimension in the following sense that I give here. That's the limit when you divide by P to the dimension, to this integer multiplied by I, when, oh, I should be a J here, I is a J, goes to positive number. Well, there are different Gelfand-Kirillov dimension that have been used in many different places. It's always a measure to describe how a suite of integers go to infinity. And here, the dimension, Gelfand-Kirillov dimension, depends on the kind of filtration that I gave, but not so much, not so much. You see, the dimension is really comes something that you see when you see G, and you have a good filtration where it gives you that. It has a sense, it depends only on G. It doesn't depend on the choice of X or of R. So I call it the Gelfand dimension of pi. For characteristic of C different from P. Okay. I don't see what. Okay. So I'll give you an example for GL2, so the kind you will see for GL2. For GL2, I think all what I say was known by Castleman. He wrote years ago, 70s. He looked at the restriction of an irreducible admissible complex representation. He looked at restriction to GL2 of OF. So it's complicated, and I didn't look at this proof, but probably he could get all these things, and probably how could have got all this. But here, so what you see, I find it so simple to know what we know. So the depth is an integer of half an integer. We know that. And for Castleman also, F was the characteristic 0. Then you have pi is equal to, I suppose that the dimension of pi is infinity. So it is generic and unicity of Whittaker model. So the coefficient is 1. So it is just induction from P to G1 plus multiple of the trivial representation, but with a sign which is in fact negative. A pi is positive. And it is true on the either what I wrote, you have the pro-P or his subgroup in the notation of Moy-Prasad. It will be Gx 1/2, where X is upon the barycenter on an edge, I'll call it I, and D of pi, or if D of pi is an integer, it will be this, and D of pi is half integer, it will be on the congruent. No, this is a mistake. It could be D of pi. There is no 1/2 here. Well, there's a mistake here. One should erase 1/2. Here, there is no, so I'll do that. There is no, this should be erased. Erase it. Okay. No, but what did I do? So this is not written the way it should be. It should be here 1/2 plus D of pi. This is 1/2 because the pro-P were a subgroup plus D of pi plus as an index. So, but it's something we know what it is. And I look at the dimension of the vector invariant, and you see it's very simple. You see the polynomial. Q is the order of the residue field for GL2F. And A of pi is very easy to get because for a principal series, it is the same thing when go to infinity. The character of B becomes trivial. So it's like the N of P. So A of pi is 0, it's evident. For the Sternberg representation, it is 1 or 2. Well, is 1 if there is a Sternberg representation, if it is irreducible, and this happens only if Q plus 1 is different from 0 in R. And when the Sternberg is not irreducible, while it will contain a cuspidal representation, irreducible, and then for this cuspidal representation, which is not supercuspidal, the A pi will be with 2 because you have to take off 1 from ST. And for it is, this is well known, let's say. And for the supercuspidal, the constant term will be the dimension of the reducible representation of the quaternion algebra corresponding to pi by the Jacques-Langlands correspondence. So. No. I take a field, and here I give thing for algebraically closed field. No, I don't take a ring. Yeah. So this is GL2. We know what are the representation around 1. It's extremely simple. It is what replaces the dimension. This is what replaces the dimension. And what? Oh yeah, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. And which is a problem because this is R should be C. This is C. This is C. Yeah. Where? R is equal to C. Why? It's, yeah, it depends on L. It depends. Q plus 1 is equal, different from 0 mod L. Okay, if the characteristic is positive. Yeah. But when R is equal to C, when the complex number is, do you see it? Yeah, it's the first. Yeah. Of what? Yes, it's a formal degree. Yeah, it's a formal degree.
Or more general.
Yes, 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 it is formal degree. We know what is the coefficient of the trivial. Yeah, yeah. In fact, what we know, and I'm going to, where is it? We always know in general the constant term, and the biggest one, which is the dimension of Whittaker model, degenerators, things like that. But between, we don't know nothing. So Fiona Murnaghan computed for GL3, GL4, the local the coefficient CP of lambda when for every characteristic, I suppose yes, it's probably every characteristic for cuspidal representation. I think it's not difficult to do it for other representation, but you have to do it. I mean, but in general, we don't know this. It's a big question. Yeah. So, but the computation I didn't do it is Fiona is here. You can ask her. In fact, what I do is always simple thing. I cannot do difficult thing, but sometimes I notice simple thing that is possible to do without too much work. And this is an example. Okay. So now we saw that. Now characteristic equal to P. I will give you 3 results that explain to you why we may hope that all these can generalize. The first thing is for GL2F. I take F in F, GL2. If you look, it is proved that the Sternberg is reducible and admissible. And you have a principal series. We know when they are irreducible. And we prove that for a Moy with Guignard, we prove that the map from the principal series to ST is surjective and it takes the invariant vector. It's not evident when K is a pro-P subgroup because it characteristic P. And so the pro-P invariant is not exact. So you really have to prove it. So we prove that. So we know that the result is true. The same result is exactly the same is true mod P. It is true model, mod P, and characteristic 0. For GL2QP, we have the work of Mora. Mora is not Castleman, but he did the same thing. He looked at the restriction of pi, supercuspidal, to GL2ZP, and he looks at the circle decomposition. Circle because it's not semi-simple, so you have extension. And then you look at his result, which is very deep, which is very complicated, it's a lot of work, and you get out, you deduce these things, the dimension, when you look at the pro-P, the congruent subgroup, the pro-P, and also the congruent subgroup on GL2ZP, you look at, you see this formula. They look the same, polynomial, and you have Gelfand Kirillov, you have everything. And the third result is Emerton-Pascunas, and in fact, it is because I knew at the same time Emerton-Pascunas and Harishchandra local characteristic function that I thought when I should improve the result of Emerton-Pascunas, instead of having a Kirillov dimension, we should have a polynomial expansion. But Emerton-Pascunas doesn't work only for GL and F, it's general for reductive PID group when F is a finite extension of QP, because you want this to be p-adic, analytic. You need to have the. So F is a finite, I didn't know it, wrote it, F now is a finite extension of QP. Not in the top. Here, F can be a characteristic P. Here is QP, And here is a finite extension of QP. Dependent partial define an integer. They say there exists an integer that denote dimension of pi, the Gelfand dimension, such that when you go to infinity, you have this result. You see? And I added E, the E ramification index. Why? Because emergent fractionals they don't know about Moll-Prasad groups, but they know about uniform groups, pro-P groups. And they prove this for uniform groups. You take a uniform group and then you look at the subgroup generated by the P power, and then the subgroup generated by the P to the 2 power, and then the subgroup generated by the P to the I power, they make group, and this is the filtration that they get. For a uniform group and the natural filtration of a uniform group, they get this result. And I could describe the uniform, the Moll-Prasad subgroups that are uniform, and this is the reason why I introduced that. Because when you take the P power, you have to you jump not from one integer, but an integer multiplied by the index ramification, because you see P is equal to that.
Guesses or something
No.
about how that function varies between the bounds?
No. The proof, their proof, I understand. Well, I understand. I can read the proof and I understand the logic of the proof. But I can explain to you the proof after this. You have to take the dual, Pontryagin dual of the representation. You work over a finite field of characteristic P, which is large enough, and it's a Pontryagin dual, and then I can explain to you later. But you have no idea of how this varies. You have some bound on the A pi, but okay, these are the only, if you're happy with that. Anyway, so I go a little bit further. Well, always characteristic P, but now general G. So with Herzig, I'm very sorry he's not here now, he's in France, in fact, he's in Paris. We classify the irreducible and miscible representation, mod P, in terms of the supersingular one. And you see how they look like. Is a parabolic induction without normalize. P is equal to 0 mod P, so you cannot normalize the parabolic induction. And you have the Sternberg representation from Q, excuse me, this is P of sigma. The sigma here should be upper level with P. Is P of sigma. It's not, this one will be, so it's a generalized Sternberg representation, which is irreducible and miscible. And sigma, so you start, well, we start with a parabolic subgroup, any parabolic subgroup. It has a Levy component, M, and start with a supercuspidal representation of M. Parabolic, supercuspidal, sigma. And you try to extend sigma as far as you can to another parabolic, but trivially on the unipotent radical of N. And then you go to P of C. This is what I wrote. M is a levy of P. M is a levy of P. You start with P, parabolic. He has a levy. You take an irreducible, it should be written supercuspidal. Oh là là. Sigma should be supercuspidal. Okay. And then you try to extend it as far as you can, but trivially on N. And this is equal to sigma on M, but you extend it to N, and you try to extend it to as far as you can, and you get a parabola called P of sigma. And what you get, you call it E of sigma, that is the same. And then you tensor it with the Sternberg from Q, which is a parabolic subgroup between P and P sigma. And you induce. What? This is irreducible, always irreducible, admissible, and every irreducible representation admissible is obtained in this way. And P, sigma, and Q are unique modulo conjugation and isomorphism. This is a very simple classification of representation that are not supercuspidal. If you know supercuspidal, you know everything. Classification reducible. So, yeah. So you see when you write, I missed. Sorry. So you see simple. I told you I will show you simple properties. This is a simple thing. So for mod P representation, you have simple things. This is one of them. Well, it's difficult to prove it, but the result is very simple. You don't know the proof, but you can remember the result. So the natural question, if I want to generalize this polynomial thing for the asymptotics, I want to see that if it is true for supercuspidal representation of Levy subgroup, it should be true for every reducible admissible representation. So we started to do that, and we hope with Rachel Olivier to do it. And why Rachel Olivier? Because she had been working since some years with Schneider on this is valid over F, excuse me, before going to Rachel Olivier. For Rachel Olivier, we suppose characteristics of F is equal to 0. But here you can see there is no restriction on P, on F, on G. The field can be a characteristic P, general. But so what we hope that the corollary, that means polynomial, that asymptotics, the asymptotics are polynomial first dimension, should be true if it is true for supercuspidal representation of Levy subgroup. I would like to prove that, and I think I'll be able to prove it. I'll think. We. Ignore Rachel Olivier and I, we will probably be able to prove it because it's very simple, and we have all the techniques. I mean, we have all the technique to do it. When the characteristic of F is equal to 0, and what we have to do first is have to look only at the Sternberg. Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't speak yet on underneath. Now I am talking you. Well, what do I do? I will explain how can you start with that. We want to prove for this, if you look at the dimension of pi by open compact subgroup and going to infinity for a congruent subgroup, is polynomial. if it is true for sigma, we want to prove that if it is true for sigma, for this is which is supercuspidal, you see it's supercuspidal, then it should be true for pi. What should be true? I will show you what should be true. The corollary was what? Voilà, this is it. This is, we want to prove that. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. But this forget about GNND. It looks very general. You have a pi with a space V, is irreducible admissible. You have Moy-Prasad subgroup, filtration. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes, this is no. This is a theorem of this Abe, Ignard, and Ersich and myself. It is a theorem, this is known. This theorem is known. So this theorem, if you know something for the supercuspidal of the Levy, you should be able to know for the pi that is here. No, we want to prove it. You see, it is green. Green, you can hardly see it because it's not proved. You see, when you can almost you cannot see it, the above statement is true. No, it's not yet proved. But you have we think you have the well. So 5 years ago, I wrote precisely in progress, and I stopped. Now I don't do that because I get older. I don't know. I just you cannot see it. That's it. It is in progress. It is in progress. And I thought I could prove it 2 years ago, but then I stopped. I will tell you where I stopped, because of the Sternberg representation. You know, Sternberg representation is a very important representation. They define over Z. Coefficient field can be a ring, it can be Z. And it is given by the long exact sequence, and every term are induced, parabolically induced representation from Levy. Long exactation, and at the end you have Sternberg. Sternberg representation over Z. So if you look at this long exact sequence and take the invariant by an open compact subgroup, there is no reason for this to remain exact. If you work over a field of complex numbers, if you do that, no problem, it will remain exact because the functor of invariant vector is exact. So if you work over a field of characteristic L, if you take a pro-P group, take invariant vectors, it will remain exact because P is different from L. But if you take L is equal to P, why will it stay exact? So I think, I have no reason to say it is true, I have no proof whatsoever, that even if you take the ring is equal to Z, the integers, if you take the invariant vector by the pro-P Moy-Prasad subgroup, I think it should remain exact, even over Z, because it be true over a field of characteristic P. If you can, I hope. So in this, the thing that you cannot see is included that this will remain exact if you take the invariant vector by a Moy-Prasad pro-P subgroup, because you have the Sternberg representation in it. And when I say that we can prove it with Rachel, in fact, it's Rachel Olivier who proved it. She looked at GL3 of F. A characteristic of F is equal to 0, so that is p-adic analytic. She used that computed some, you want to prove some exact sequence is exact, and in vector, you have to compute cohomology of this, and cohomology for periodic analytic would be finite, and it's not true for characteristic is P. And then for P bigger than 5 or bigger than 3, I think this should not necessary, but in the proof it is necessary, because one use some references that suppose that P bigger than 5. And then they prove that for the Sternberg representation, this is true, that the exact sequence giving the Sternberg representation, mod P, manuté invariant vector by NA from Moy-Prasad subgroup, remain exact. So this is part. And because of that, the green thing should be true. But this has to be written. And it is my part I have to do on this. And this is not evident because when you take invariant vector by a tensor product, it's not clear that you can, it's not commutative with a tensor product. Tensor product of invariant vector by K is not necessarily invariant vector by the first term by K, tensor product by anyway. But we hope it will be true. And we hope that for GL3 QP, P bigger or equal to 5, you can prove what we want. Okay. So I go back to general G when the characteristic is not P. We forgot about P now. We forgot. Well, if you want to, general G is more complicated because when you look at the nilpotent orbit, it's more complicated. It's not in bijection with partition. So our simple answer cannot hold true. And also, when you want to go from complex to mod L, it won't work neither, because we were using that you can lift supercuspidal representation from mod L to characteristic 0, and it cannot be true in general because it is even not known. Maybe it's true for supercuspidal, I don't know, but it's not known for finite groups. So so we look at SL2F. We know that to GL2, somebody says that if you know, yes, David Vaughan, he says something is totally wrong. I'm sorry. It's not what you know something for GL2 that you know it in general. You have to know it for SL2. SL2 is much more difficult than GL2. So you look at SL2F, it's already, oh, I didn't realize. This is only half of my talk. I will take what? Well, I have to. So you have a conjecture that you don't see it because it's not proved, but I go first. And then this was, we make conjecture after having worked SL2. So SL2 is like that. And so we make no restriction on F. Characteristic of F can be 2. And the characteristic of the field can be 2. Just the characteristic of the field is not P. Okay. And then you know that an nilpotent orbit, you have too many of them, especially if F is of characteristic 2. There are infinitely many. Okay. And we didn't really know what we could do, but there is the thing that is very important, and you can extend representation and irreducible admissible to an open subgroup of GL2F containing the center. And this is the key in order to prove what we are going to do, even in characteristic 2. This is a thing to remember. Okay, and I go. And so that's right. Then we did the classification of reducible C representation of SL2F is many people have been working on it since Gelfand and Labesse, Langlands, Cui, Lanard, Liu, recently Model. So many people have been working on it. So we wrote full proof in general without any restriction, because everybody put restriction, P is different from 2, or characteristic of the field is different from 2, and in fact it's not necessary, because now you have the local Langlands correspondence mode L for GL2. You have to use that, and then you get everything you want, but it is characteristic different from P. You get everything. All the things you have to know for complex case are true in general. Everything that you. The big difference is when P is equal to 2, you may have L packets of length 4, infinitely many is a characteristic of well. If P is 2, you can have infinitely many L packets of length 4. This is the only difference. And we know that we can lift every reducible representation to 0. And we wrote down the local and length correspondence, even enhanced one is a characteristic of the field different from 2. When the characteristic of field different from 2, you don't get it because our language is not good enough. You should work with a scheme mu2, and you don't see a scheme mu2 in ours. Okay, and this is what we prove. The result is this. So when is not well, that around the identity, pi is an irreducible representation. It belongs to an L packet. And you see, it is the sum of a trivial representation by an integer that should be negative by a sum on supercuspidal irreducible representation in an L packet of length 4. The L packets of length 4, they contain only supercuspidal representation. And you have two, well, it depends on there is, you see, it depends on the size of the L packet. This is what we prove. If P is odd, there's only one L packet of length 4, so this is only, so these 4 representations, you have 5 nilpotent orbits, 5 representations, the trivial and 4 cuspidal representation that will replace our representation. Otherwise, if you have infinitely many nilpotent orbits, you have infinitely many L packets of size 4, and there are infinitely many pi I here. You see, it's very different. And we computed also the invariant vectors, and the result is like that. And this means that in our polynomial for the GLN, you could, our polynomial, wait, the coefficients were integers, but in fact, coefficients have to be rational numbers because for 2 for 3. So I will stop.